Hello, everybody. Oceania and Noria, or one of the two. I don't really have that consolidated yet, but regardless, I am going to be right now, as of now, begin on my lessons of Alkalian and good. And we're going to start right now with the nouns or the subjects if that's how anybody learnt it. But nouns, definitely the subject, the person, place, thing, or idea, yada yada yada, good stuff. In Alkalian, and it's an entirely different language. It's something completely different. It is completely different with Alkalian and how it is. It's, and I don't know the exact word for it, but there might be a word for it. It's every single word, at least within the categories of nouns, verbs, and adjectives, like kind of and adverbs maybe even too, especially like the big whole, short and long and the whole thing, are put into a group where they can be easily identified what they are. Like, no matter what sort of conjugation occurs to the noun or the verb or whatever, you can still identify it as a noun or a verb or whatever, regardless how it has changed to fit the whole process of the sentence, just like how it needs to be conjugated and all sorts of stuff. And this takes especially a very big turn in Alkalian nouns because there are different types of nouns, different types of categories in which nouns are put. Like, I'm just going to say it, there are seven nouns within the Alkalian universe of nouns, and all right here, this is all seven of them. This is just writing down. I guess I should have constructed it in a little bit more neat fashion, whatever not. But like all these, all across the top, these are the five definitely most common: natural, physical, emotional, mental, and visceral. All these different nouns. These are all different nouns. These are all different types of nouns. They all have different suffixes. They all have different endings, which can be discerned between another one being either natural, physical, or whatever not. Then the two bottom ones, the place and the title, they're two different. If you didn't get that, maybe I don't know. The place is exactly like ours. It's a place, person, place, thing, or idea. And then title is as it is. It's like calling, having someone as a title, as a surname or something, calling someone Mr. or someone Mrs. That's a title. Calling someone captain, that's a title. Anything that would be of a title, of a earned title, as we would think of it. I don't know. I mean, that's a noun in this. And from here, I guess like the first thing would be best to do is just, and hopefully this will, I don't really know how to go by, because there's definitely like a lot to cover in just one of the nouns, not to mention all seven. I don't say that to discourage, I say that to encourage, but that's the bad thing. Commitment is key here, that's the thing. So I think the best way to just do this is just hop right in at the very beginning and just do natural. Just have it natural, and let's see some suffixes within the natural universe of nouns. So, okay. You have what is here, it's os, which is actually quite a very common Greek ending to most words, especially. Most of what you will see, however, in Greek ending in os will most likely be an adjective. Most likely. That's the trend I see. Some nouns end in os. Not as much as adjectives, though, which is kind of the bad thing I see when you discern in Greek when you don't have, because like you won't see, in my language, you won't see an adjective having this, or you won't have an adjective, or you won't have a noun have the adjective ending regardless. That's for a different episode, though. Regardless. So here you have, this is pretty much just saying, basically what it's saying is this is a. This is what's known as the indefinite article, if you've ever heard it. This is basically saying that this is a something. It's a whatever. Because in this language, there is no indefinite article. And this doesn't exactly translate to that, but if you want to think it like that, go ahead. It's a very good key to think of like that in regards to the whole thing, which is good. So, and I guess very good, some examples. You have, oh hey, I dropped my cap. Regardless, you have the word kartos, and you got the little ligature, diacritic, all's good, good deal. Which, kartos, it means, and I've got a bit of vocabulary over here, so I'm absolutely certain, because myself, I'm not 100% on this, so bear with me here. So kartos, it means leaf, papyrus leaf, and just basically that, papyrus leaf, which being, and this pretty much is saying, oh hello, S is gone, this is pretty much saying a papyrus leaf. There doesn't need to be any indefinite article because there is no indefinite article. It's just kartos, regardless. Maybe another you have here is kitos, which is whale, I think, if I saw that right. Yes, kitos is whale, and again, it's I'm just reinforcing that just so everybody's on the right path. All's good everywhere. Yes. And so, did I lose that? Yes, here it is. Get out of there. And so, I'm going to erase some stuff. You might be thinking, like, okay, so how do you, well, maybe hopefully the first thing you're thinking of is, well, okay, how do you pluralize this a noun, since obviously you're just working with a, and it's just it's singular as it is right now, and of course it is, which that brings me to the next thing. This is the next step in the whole universe of the whole nouns of everything, which this is specific. The natural noun is this. It's om. It's not os, it's om now, and that makes it plural. And that goes for any natural noun that by definition has an os as its suffix, then becomes plural with an om instead of an os. So again, going back to those original words, you have obviously I've taken out the s. You would have had kartos and kitos. I'm just taking away the thing, so here, now you have kartom, kitom, which is now, you have papyrus leaves and you have whales, as we discussed. And for this, I think this would be a very, very good time right now to discern. There is no indefinite article, we've gotten that, but there are other articles, definite articles, excuse me, and the demonstrative articles. I think they're kind of articles. I won't go into the demonstrative right now because I kind of want to stay on the nouns, but I think right now I think I should be able to get the definite article in there. The definite article, apart from a and, there is the. The is the definite article. It's the necklace, the glasses, the hair. It's definite. That's why it's called the definite article. So, if you wanted to say, and that's kind of the bad thing, kind of the good and bad thing in English, we don't have a different version, we don't have a pluralized definite article, we just have the. There is no we don't have a pluralized form of definite article. But in Alkalian there is much in like any other language. For right now, and especially right now, the definite article concerning natural nouns is what's called the. And definitely yes, it hails from English a bit. I've done a bit, Alkalian is a bit of mixing between a few languages, especially Greek and Germanic, definitely Old English, kind of in that vat of northern Germany, kind of. But the, as it's pronounced, that's the, goes with any natural noun. You don't have to do any conjugation, there's no gender to go with it. Naturals. Just naturals, still no gender as we would call it, that will be later, give me a second. But regardless, so you have the, that's for if you had kartos and kitos, but now that you have kartom and kitom, the plural, you would have to have, give me a second, you would have to have theme. It's not that difficult in my mind, just add just add the me, and add the mu, whatever it is. So that's good. So now you can say theme kartom, theme kitom. The whales, the papyrus leaves. Yeah, boy. So, now supposing you want to say maybe like, oh, I don't want to say the papyrus leaves, the whale. I want to say mine. I want to say what's known as genitive in the whole, actually the whole linguistic family of nouns, because, and I'm going to hopefully do this, there's the nominative, there's the accusative, dative, and genitive. And then there's like more going on, but I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that right now, definitely not. But nominative right now is what we're working on. It's just plain simple nouns, don't have to worry about much. It's good, all's good, good deal. Genitive is basically making something possessive, like mine, theirs, hers, his, yours, belonging, possession. That's genitive. Now, that is actually for the, and again, this also changes with the natural, for very good reasons, because definitely you have to make the word itself possessive, like you have to make it possessive in itself, by also making it so that you can distinguish between it's yours and mine, his or theirs, instead of there just being a bunch of genitives and you don't know exactly whose it is. So for right now, this, it's all, and that's all your horses right now. That's not exactly all you're going to need, because it's a halfway suffix. It's kind of in the middle, and it's a natural noun suffix that is becoming a genitive. I'm gonna start using different words. I'm gonna rub off here. If so, if you wanted to, if you're going to make a noun genitive, you're not going to use os or om. You're not going to use that at all, because it is replaced. Like, okay, I'm just going to show you just to get it. Okay, here we have the word brantos, which is thunder in both Greek and Alkalian. Very good, because it's all good deal. So if you wanted to say my thunder, if you're stealing my thunder, very figurative language speaking anyways, but anyways, if you wanted to say my thunder, you would have to take away the suffix that is os and then replace it with al. That being said, it's still not completely a genitive word yet, because it still needs something, and I'll go into that. But right now it's there because you've already replaced the suffix, which is good. You need that because it's crucial to eventually do it. Because what truly makes a noun genitive in the Alkalian noun system is just a one-letter suffix code. It's all a grid. I've worked on it. And the one that makes it mine is this. It's the X sound, if anyone doesn't remember, and that's fine, because it definitely is a very alienated letter from Latin. But this, instead of having it brantos, which a thunder, becomes brantalx, which becomes my thunder. And also, again, and just wanting to get through this really quickly, if you wanted to say my thunders, if you wanted to make that plural, again, you're going to have to change you're going to have to pluralize this suffix. So pretty much it's as if, okay, you're going to have to change it no matter what you're in. And that is right, yes. Okay, so you have the nominatives, which is basic, it's the noun. Then you have genitives. This is the suffix you're going to need. But that's not all you're going to need, as obviously stated. So you have stolen my thunders. Now it changes it. It's a different suffix. It's all good. And again, that's why I showed you the whole all the 7 things, because now that we have this, because this really is all that needs to be. I mean, as far as it goes, there really isn't much that can be explained other than this. I mean, this is nouns. This is it, basically. So you have the nominative and the genitive. There's always going to be 2 of this, 2 of the nominatives, 2 of the genitives. And then you're going to need the suffixes, which I'll eventually do later, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, like, going back, we had all those 7 nouns, 7 noun classes, pretty much. Every single one has one of these, and I've got it over here. We can keep going. The whole purpose of all the nouns is to put it in a noun system where it can work, where it makes sense. As you saw in the last one, it was in a noun class system called naturals, and the 2 nouns, well, the 3 nouns we were working with was papyrus leaf, whales, and thunder. They're all natural objects. They're not, nothing put them there, nothing made a whale, nothing made a papyrus leaf. It just grows naturally, is the idea behind it. That's how most all of these go. Where they are can be determined by what they are and how they interact and what they are, pretty much. It's as easy as that, hopefully. Hopefully everything gets that. And now we're working on the physical noun, which is kind of the best I could come up with considering shortness of time. But in the Alkalian it's a lot better because we don't have a word specifically meaning what it is in Alkalian. It's known as poietos, and that pretty much means something made or manufactured, something fabricated. That didn't fit too well, so physical was really the only thing that I could come up with. So, hopefully, you have here, it's os, that's singular, indefinite article, it's all good. And so, I'm going to put it just right in. I'm just going to go, 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 go. You have the singular and the plural is os and es. Now we can work with that a bit. Did I? Yes. Kestos, I'm just iterating if you couldn't tell. Kestos is belt in Alkalian, or as it is, girdle. And if you pluralize kestes, and then the genitive, here's a very good example of what I believe is very interesting. Okay, you had originally kartos. This is now kartos. There is a difference, definitely, because it's a different noun. It's not the same thing. Kartos, we remember, is a leaf of papyrus leaf. Kartos, ending in the Z, is a card. It's just any type of card, a card, regardless. Whatever definition you want to give that card. So there is a difference. Not too many things exist like this where there's the same kind of root, but it's a different suffix and therefore makes a completely different word, but it does exist. It's very helpful and very good. So you have kartilth, which, and again, this is, I'll come to this, you got to take away the suffix, put this one as the new suffix, and then you have to have the actual gerund suffix that discerns who's the subjects, who possesses the subject, this subject being card. And this suffix being the theta instead of the X sound. The X sound was mine, it's mine, possessive, first person. This is now second person of singular, it's yours. It's your card, as that states. And then if you wanted to do even further, it would be kartilth, which again would be you, your cards. And just to show that, kartilth. And just goes easy, quick. And here's another good thing on doing this. I think I should tell. When I was on about the definite articles, the definite article now changes from being the now to tha. Pluralizing things, there are two, it does work as gender because other than natural, there is another class of nouns that works exactly how the natural did, using the, not tha. And then there's another one, like physical, that uses tha as the definitive article. Definite article, I don't know why I say definitive. Still pretty much the same. So you have tha. This doesn't work as well, because as you can see, as it was originally with natural, it was os versus om. Still having the O sound, but now that reality is shattered. You retain the Z sound, but now it's a different vowel. Kind of the same thing. You got to play with this definite article, and in turn, it becomes thane. And that's just through I'm gonna drop my board. Phonetic disputes. That's just phonetically going over it and making sure that hopefully it remains plural and just going through it good. So this is this. Hopefully. And remember, again, there's another class with this tha definitive article, as well as another one for the natural one, which used the. Next noun. We're too emotional. Yeah. This is the other one that shares the same gender as the natural noun, and we'll get to that later. But first, so we're going to have this, and this is pretty much exactly why I brought this up in the transliteration, because it uses this. This is not Greek in any way, shape, or form. This is my own rules, disregarding conjugation and whatnot, but still keeping the whole translations of basic words and roots, suffixes, most stuff like that. But this is, again, this is and this is then and then so, and the bad thing about this is definitely through my whole scouring of words for the whole lexicon that is Alkalius, regardless, there's not whole too many emotional nouns that come, and it's not okay. So you have phoba, which is almost as it sounds in English. It's phobia. It's a fear. This is literally the word fear in not much changes, which is the good thing. The singular genitive this, again, like I said, this is the other one that has "the" to it. It's natural and emotional have "the," which is, and I'll go into that hopefully at some other point, probably when I go over pronouns and whatnot. But "the," it's all good. It's all good. It's that gender. Put that in your head. It's like gender, but it's not so meticulous on conjugation right now. Definitely, I mean, you definitely have to keep it within the borders, but regardless. So, anyways, and then you have, this is the third person singular. This is his or her. This is his fear, her fear, his fears, her fears, regardless. And if you noticed, I didn't distinguish between gender there. I'll go into that again. I'll go into that also later, hopefully. We'll get into that. It'll be good. Okay. Mental. Brain stuff. Most really anything that would come from the mind, that would originate from the mind, here. There's your singular and plural, and good. And I can just pull this right out of my hat. You have the word metron, which is a measure, a measurement of something. And then you can have metren, a measurements, the measurings, plural, I don't know. So there's that. It's all good. Then you have chronej, which is, again, this is a genitive one. You have the e, and you have the l, and I might not being, I'm not writing big enough probably, I don't know. My speech is evading me for some reason, I don't know. But yes, you have metron, metren, and then you have, and chronon, as it would be, is time. Chronology. That's where we get it. Chronon, krenej, krenelj, which, ej, this zh, the zh thing, that is the first person plural. It's our time. It's our time. We have visceral, which is a bit of a misleading term, somewhat, because definitely visceral definitely pertains to things inside the body, within, guttural, visceral, inside. and it mostly pertains to most organs and most things within the body, part of the human anatomy, but it can also relate to outside in certain situations, like organizations or some sort of system, some sort of unit that works much the same as a cell or much as a atrium as it would inside the body work as a as a society, I guess the best word is, and that can be either or, but there definitely is like there is no other word for the other word. Like there is no outside visceral or inside visceral, they're one and the same, and the words are never repeated for either or. It's just different words, so regardless. The visceral follows the gender, so you have three, the natural, emotional, and visceral that follow the and the physical and mental that follow the tha. So keep that in mind, hopefully we're all good. You have the word splenios, which is very much words sometimes are often cognates in this one, so splenios, take away the eos and it's spleen. It's spleen. Sometimes that's the bad thing I try and find. Sometimes I add the suffix to make it what it is, what it should be in the class of the nouns, and it pretty much just becomes that word because it's a cognate plus the suffix, so it's a little bit weird sometimes. But anyways, splenios, spleniux would be that, and then so you have then splenouch, which is the second person plural genitive. If these words are getting longer in the class system, I apologize, but that's just how it goes. So you have, this is pretty much, this is the second person, this is the plural you. It's yours, whoever is the plural you, it's yours, it's your spleen, it's your spleens. Go on. Camera guy's looking at me. That's about it. Okay, we have the last two of the Alkalian noun system. Of the whole noun classes, all 7. So hopefully if you've been paying attention, it was hopefully very comprehensive. It was very just really easy to grasp. So you have here, you have place and then you have title. The place basically acts as a pretty much a place in here, as if you had like if you're going to the auditorium or the cafeterium or whatever it is, that orium is actually Latin for this exact same thing. It's a place. It's a place of something, which is where you get auditorium. So you have, and if you can't see it, I apologize, but here you go. You have the singular eon, then you have the plural ar, and then you have the genitive or, and then again you have the genitive ar. Because of the suffix letter that is then added, differing genitive, it will definitely make sense when there is no letter after it and when there is a letter after it, discerning whether it is nominative or genitive. So you don't need to worry about that as well. Especially since this is very just like down the line. It's ear. It's the exact same thing, and that's the title. Now titles, again, as I explained hopefully back in the beginning, they're mostly just like ours. They're like words like captain, Mr., Mrs., other certain relationships also survive through it, kind of like husband, wife, brother, sister, grandmother. Anything really ending in an ER in English is a very good candidate for being a title noun in Alkalian, most likely. So we have the word, if you can't see it, it's dendrion, which is pretty much, the word we have in English is arboreum. it's a place of trees, as it actually translates. But so you would have the word for tree, dendros, then becomes dendrion. It's just take out the suffix, replace it, it's the place of trees. And so if you wanted to say the places of trees, like there's more than one place of trees, it would be dendrar instead of dendrion. Then you have dendrorts, which is there. It's third person plural. Their arboreum, pretty much. That's a very good substitute. So that about does it for that. Going down, and you would have also dendrarts. And I'm just going down the list just so you know it's all hopefully good if you paid attention. I literally just went down the list of first person, second person, third person singular, first, second, third plural in chronological order. So starting with X, TH, SH. So hopefully all is good. So the title ones, and I'm going to start with this one because I love it. The title ones, again, are pretty much just, they can be anybody, and really, and again, again, gender here, so, they're kind of torn. They're definitely, wait, actually, no.
I'm just being a stupid head.
Both the place and the title, they both share the thaw gender, so it all is good there, and thane being the plural of thaw. So you have here, it's lokager, which is captain, which, yes, I believe is captain, like on a ship or something like that. So you would have lokagir for plural, and then you would add the genitive suffixes to the end, making it whatever it is. So it would be either lokagerx, lokagerth, lokagersh, lokagerj, lokagerch, lokagerts. That was going all the way down. Here you have, these are all the genitives that will become part here, going down from first person, first, second, third, singular, first, second, third, plural. All of these discern who it is that is possessing, while this discerns either if it is singular or plural. That discerns the noun, not who's possessing it. These do. These discern who is possessing. So there's the genitives, there's all the nominatives, and hopefully this was very educational. Hopefully. I don't know. So, Oceania, Noria, see ya.